You want to know something I noticed? Do you want to know what the most important thing of this whole series is? I'll show you the most important thing of this whole series. Look, it's happened so many games in a row. This was a very big defining factor. I don't know if T1 even spotted this. Herald fights are really important, right? You look at every single one. Barrel comes mid. Showmaker leaves mid in a second here. Watch, he will leave mid. So Barrel can get level 6 on the wave with his AD carry, right? Carrier won't get level 6, moving to Herald. Barrel is level 6 up on Carrier. Same thing happens right here, where... Look what Barrel is doing. Barrel is solo pushing a mid wave. You see that? See what Barrel is doing? Showmaker's base, there's a mid wave. Look at his mana. Q. He's solo pushing mid wave. Level 6. Then he runs to Herald. So he's level 6. So he can contest. Yeah? Again. Same thing right here. Same thing right here. Look at what Barrel's doing. He's taking mid wave. Again. Showmaker leaves him. Look. Showmaker leaves him. And Barrel is level 5, soloing midwave. He's soloing midwave. Gets 6 from midwave again. Then what happens at this fight? Who are they scared of? At level 6 Rakan. 3 games in a row. Showmaker gives level 7 midwave over to support. Mid runs away. Support takes midwave on level 7 to give 6 for Herald fight at 8 minutes 30. 3 games in a row. The thing is, with the meta right now, is a bit stale. Like, last week on our stream, we did the draft predictions, right? And play Poppy into Lee Sin as a good experiment. This was the draft predictions, right? The thing is, when you came into this series, when T1 plays red side, you have to ban MF Yumi TF, right? We said that last week. They banned Syndra instead. The problem with banning Syndra is you give them Lee Sin. And play Poppy into it. Okay. Yeah, you can give them Lee Sin and play Poppy into it, right? But this experiment so they change out it's fine in a best of 5.
Ban for MF to deny MF.
But I think it was a waste. And then my other counter argument was, you know, giving them TF and playing like Rise into it.
Or they give up TF and ban LeBlanc, give them TF and play MF into it. And problem is, you can play Poppy into Lee Sin. But if
Pog, let's go, man.
If you're giving them Lee Sin Syndra into Poppy, I don't think it's good.
Pog,
especially
let's
if
go,
mid lane has to
man.
go 4-5, because I think they'll pick Kennen here, unless...
So basically, game 1 was kind of expected that T1 is gonna leave open Lee Sin and pick Poppy, because they had so much success on Poppy throughout the whole tournament, right? They probably thought it was worth, and if they thought, I guess, that if they ban out Syndra, give them Lee Sin. They probably didn't expect a Lucian, and Lee Sin LeBlanc is what they thought they would go to. That if they play Poppy, that it will be good. Yes, it's good if they were playing Lissandra too. But you can't pick Lissandra this early on, so they could have just matched Poppy here into Lee Sin, Poppy Jace, and then picked Lissandra on 3. This whole series, I did not understand why T1 has this, like, Rise prio. I don't know why they were giving so much Rise prio over. It's so hard to play with Rise into Lee Sin, or Rise into kill lanes like LeBlanc. Like, this champ is... It has no setup onto their champs, but they have all the setup onto your champ, right? So it's like... They probably had really good success within scrims, but the problem is you don't have any setup around it. Like, you're just stuck on an island and you're dead every single gank. So I really wasn't a fan of this Rise pick at all. The Jace blind makes sense, cool. Yeah, loads of standard stuff. T1 slowly learned after these bans that this has to be a Lee Sin ban on red side. I'll go through the games in a sec, but I want to show you guys how the development of draft comes through, because then you go to game 2, which T1 won, right? But T1's draft was just weird as well, right? Because they banned out TF themselves on blue side, which didn't make sense to me, again. Because if you don't ban TF here, and they ban Lucian like this, then you get a free TF first pick. I guess the only thing you could be scared of is the Lee Sin trade-off. I guess maybe that's why they're covering their bases. Maybe Faker didn't want to play TF. Yeah, I really don't think their blue side usage was good, because then you go to game 5, and then they leave TF open, and then Damwon have to ban TF last, right? They could have played a stare-down game with the last ban. Made them ban TF. Aphelios, Nami, Graves, standard shit, as expected. I think we expected all those bans to come through from our stream before. Yeah, we said they were going to ban Aphelios Nami, 100%. Yeah, so it was a lot of weird things this series. I mean, we expected this kind of draft to play out, though. So, yeah. Cool drafts, love it. Leona pick blind, makes sense. They go Jhin. Maokai pick was really good. Let's get into it. So, Ryze gets early push. Lucian gets early push top, but Kana actually let Lucian get the push, so Faker could TV behind later. Both bot lanes leash, so both junglers are pathing top side. Both teams knew this, so bots can trade as aggressively as they want. That's why so much shit happens bot lane right now. Lots of shit happens bot. Both junglers path top. Yeah, get spotted on a ward. Full clears from both sides. Now, of course, when both junglers path top like this, what's the only difference between both junglers pathing top here? Well, the only difference is Lee Sin starts red and Poppy starts blue, right? Of course. Which means that when Poppy finishes red, his red buff will be up for longer than his red buff, which will time out by the time he finishes blue buff and walks into river. So eventually you're going to have a standoff at level 4 where Poppy has red and Lee Sin doesn't. So it's slightly Poppy favored. If you're red side and both junglers path top, it's slightly red side favored because you have a longer red buff timer. Okay, Faker base is on the third wave. TP stop. Yeah, good shit. Top wave was pulled. Love it. Great play here. Fantastic play. Poppy's there to cover. Problem is Poppy loses crab for this, but whatever. They probably couldn't have contested this anyway. So now his red buff's about to fall off, Lee Sin's, and Poppy has red buff, but he can't contest because top wave's under tower. And Jace needs to catch top wave. So yeah, owner just full clears. Nothing comes of it. Good play by Faker, really good play. Because on top of everything, like he made the play happen top, but he TP'd after having based, so it's a really good spot. Problem is they have TP now, right? So they can always make a counterplay. The problem is, right, if you're playing Ryze, Poppy into LeBlanc, you have no setup, right? You have no setup to shut this guy down. Maybe you can land the Ryze route into what Poppy just runs at him. Nothing will happen. Whereas these two champs on a Ryze, if this guy has no flash, he can never walk up. This is where the bot fight happens. Owner grieves it here a bit. I think he could have just ran away. And maybe died once, and then Carrier gets out, and you just go 1 for 0, lose the play, and they lose TP. And you get a good play top. I think that could have happened. Where Faker does a good cross map, 100%. Now Ryze is playing with no flash into Lee Sin LeBlanc. It's absolutely unplayable. I can tell you that for a fact. Now AD is playing isolation because it's 1 minute 30 to Herald. So both supports run top side. Okay, Owner's going to go through his bots clear again. Is Faker going to get this blue buff? Wait, does Owner take this blue buff as well? Okay, he's taking blue on a ward. Kind of sucks that he took blue from Faker, but like, I guess it doesn't matter. Ryze won't have any minor issues anyway. And I think Poppy is down in levels. You see, it's actually sometimes important when if you're a jungler and you're behind. He was level 5 before this. Taking blue buff is actually kind of nice. Your mid laner might need to help you and just let you take blue buff basically just to level up so you can match this. If Owner was level 5 here for this play, then it would be way weaker. T1 are really split up. Jace can't really poke like this. And yeah, Carry has level 5. Maokai's level 6 from mid waves, right? He does level up, I think, at the end of the fight, but yeah. Okay, Herald fight happens. T1 have to back off because they don't have any engage because Leona's level 5. Alright, so then Damwon get Herald and they have full map control. Like, the solution is kind of out of it, but the rest of the map is in such a good spot. Ryze can never really walk up to waves because he knows he will die. Bot's in a good spot, and they have Herald. Like, bot's in a really good spot. Bot can move towards Drake. They have already got bot side vision. They're chilling. TPs are up. And the thing is, T1 are trying to read a play. What you'll see throughout the entire series is Herald play will happen, right? And then this will happen. Every single game, Keria will hover behind top. I can take a random game. Okay, wait, we go to after a Herald play. Keria is hovering behind top. We go after a Herald play. Keria is hovering behind top. Every single game, look where Keria is running. Keria always... The second Herald is dead, Keria will always hover top. Why? 2 reasons. 1, he will hover top right now because he thinks that Damwon want the Herald top. That's why he's hovering top, because he doesn't want Lucian to get a free tower. Okay? And MF can wave clear with ult. Second, when T1 have the Herald, he wants the Herald top because Kana's on a carry. There's a lot of interesting things that happened in this series, but there was a lot of repetitive things that could have been identified in the 5 games, right? Keria always hovered top. Beryl never did this. Beryl always stayed in lane. MF ult for wave, yeah. So it actually looking for windows top. Keria always hover top for picks. And also to cover / make the Herald play happen. So he was always one step behind on bot. So the enemy vision, like look at this. Because Keria showed top. Look at this vision, man. It's an absolute map hack. Absolute map hack. You see that? What? It's a map hack. Look at their bot side vision, man. Dive comes in because Keria's late to lane and is still level 5. Keria dies. Game's over. Game's over. It's over. It's just over. What are you cross-mapping top? Lucian is just going to back off. See? You can't cross-map top now. Damwon find the 30-second window when you show top to try to cover your top laner. Make a play bot. So that's what happened in the early game. That's how T1 fell behind. Yeah, not a fan of their draft because Leona has to cover mid a lot as well this game. Ryze has to be covered a lot. Ryze has to be covered so much. In a LeBlanc Lee Sin matchup, Ryze has to have so much cover to be able to play. So now you're one step behind. Damwon have a tower. And now they can go 1-3-1 if they want, which is exactly what they're doing. To see what happens after they push out bot, Jhin runs mid, LeBlanc goes bot, catches bot wave, and now you're in a 1-3-1. Good thing about this 1-3-1, and the reason they do this is because their next objective is topside after Drake dies. Drake should be fine. It should be 100% secured because of the map hack they had earlier. And basically what will happen is Jhin will push in mid and he'll hover top. And LeBlanc can TP top. And LeBlanc is much safer pushing bot than Jhin is. And it means, like, the game is like a puzzle, yeah? My objective is this, okay? So what's my best lane assignments? Well, if my AD carry is still pushing bot, he's on the other side of the map, right? If my Lucian is bot, he has no TP, so he's on the other side of the map. So what's the simplest thing to do? Well, you put the one with no TP onto the lane. You put your bot lane mid to get even more mid prio to move top. And then you have TP on your mid laner, who's bot, who can actually join the fight whenever. So what does that do? Basically, means you can play 5-man topside. Would you send LeBlanc top into Lucian? If Lucian had TP, you have to ask yourself a very simple question. Who wins versus Jace harder? You know? If Lucian is 2-0-0 and Jace is like 0-1, then maybe it's better to leave Lucian top, right? But if LeBlanc is in this scenario, and like whoever wins basically, TLDR. Whoever wins harder. Basically, when you're a pro team and you're all basing together, you know, you ask, what's our next objective? What are we playing for? How do we play for it? Who beats who? How do we get the right lane assignments, you know? These things, a lot of it is like subconscious in a way where you kind of know what you're playing for. Looks like Damwon are just going to drop this top tower. I guess Lee Sin wanted enemy jungle camps bot side after doing Drake. And they don't have enough vision to contest top. They'll do it later. If you put your Lucian bot right now and you put your LeBlanc top, what are you doing? What are you doing if you put both these champs here? You're splitting the map. You're splitting the map. Like, this guy has no TP. You're splitting the map. Faker already knows the map is split, so he runs bot. He knows he can't enter top. If he's top, he's dove on the wave. 100% dead. This is why it gets really complicated here. Or like, I don't really understand it. Because Keria thinks that he can cover top. And then Faker TP's top. Really random TP. Makes no sense to TP here. Like, look at Ryze vision. What does Ryze see? He sees nothing. Lee Sin could be on Krugs right now. Herald is not even dead yet. Look. Herald has not died. He has no information whatsoever. Lee Sin could be here. He could be here. Right? He could get insta-dove on this wave. The second he TPs, instantly one-shot. Lee Sin ward jump Q with LeBlanc, you're dead. He gets really cocky here. He's playing for tempo. If he can push out this top wave, then Damwon have nothing to play for. It's really cocky. Really, really cocky. It worked, you know? Because now they can't get this top tower for another, like, minute. Like, the problem is you've used your TP, right? And you've stalled their top tempo, right? Because you denied 2 waves for them to play on this top tier one. But, yeah, the tower's dead, right? You're just kind of trying to save nothing. That's basically what you're doing. All that happens is Damwon right-click on the next top wave, and the tower dies. Now Faker's in the same spot, grouping up mid. Only difference is he has no TP. That's it. So, feels like a bit of a waste to use TP like this. Slow down their tempo. Unless this play that Faker did was good. If they could play for bot tier 2. If there was like some kind of Herald race here, you know, where T1 have a bot wave right now and, you know, they're trying to force through bot. If he TPs top and clears this wave and backs off while they're like heralding bot and Showmaker has no TP, then it's a great play because you can play for bot tier 2. But yeah, there is no real big play here. Like, there's nothing to get here. Anyway, now you're in a 1-3-1 with no Ryze TP and Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. So Faker has to push out and run towards Drake. So yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but, you know, this is just things you have to do. You know, pushing out this next top wave would be really nice for Ryze if he sees Lee Sin on the map. And then TPing in later on so he can get more gold. Cool, now it's the Dragon standoff of poke, vision contest, and whoever gets hit by a fucking skill shot dies. Yeah, they're gonna go through mid. They're gonna herald mid. So T1 make a bit of a mistake here, right? It's like, they have first access to mid, and you're trying to go to Drake. They have Herald as well. So all they're doing is just going to flush you out. If you go for this Drake, you're losing 2 towers. If you run back to mid to defend the Herald, you lose Drake. So this play from Damwon is lose-lose, right? You want to run here, you lose Drake. You want to run here, you lose tier 2. Choose. You're not winning out here. Anywhere. You're losing out on both sides. As long as Damwon just commit. T1 tried to match, and now Damwon have flushed them out. Now they actually have control here. And Kana gets caught. Dead. Free Dragon. And they'll get mid tier 1 as well now. So yeah, T1 didn't really have any winning plays here. I mean, they can't really have any winning plays unless they had someone hitting this. Unless you find your way into the Dragon Pit, it's really hard. Yeah, Ryze on side lane, it's going to be really rough. Okay, now that one set up top side. Showmaker has TP, Khan has TP. You just go 1-3-1 again. And you play for Nash. Now their objective is just to push out this and then move down with LeBlanc and get vision here. But first, they need to help LeBlanc move down, right? So what you do is like you have this like buddy system normally, where if LeBlanc pushes out the wave and Ryze can just catch it here, you can never really walk in, right? So what you want to do is you want to have LeBlanc pushing in the wave and chasing the Ryze. So he has vision here. You can chase the Ryze all the way back and then you can walk in. Because otherwise what happens is you're just trading waves. All Ryze does is he just catches the wave here and he runs down and you never crack open their vision line. The way you crack open their vision line is you push in the mid wave and your 3-man runs up and then gets vision for LeBlanc, and then your LeBlanc pushes out and moves down to your team, right? Also, what Canyon did there was really good. When you actually have vision like this, you can be creative because Canyon is going to be unseen for most of the Nash vision contests, right? Like once this is cleared out, you won't know where Canyon is. So what you can do is you can surprise them, right? So if Canyon's like clearing his Raptors and they're scared of Nash because LeBlanc is pushed in, then he could just run bot and he could just gank the enemy Jace or whatever the fuck. And then what's the worst that could happen? They can't get Nash. They don't have any vision. They can't walk in. They're having top and mid wave pushed in. I think Khan knows by Kana's movement. Yeah, Faker showed now anyway. But Faker was there. But this is really good. This is really good. This is really fucking good by T1. Really, really good. They know Ryze being here does nothing. So they just go for tier 2 bot. Really good play, actually. Yeah, this guy's dead again. The game's over. Like, how can you play the game? You can't play the game. You can't walk up ever. This guy dies too. Nash is dead. Faker tries to make a super play here. Classic. Has to be done. Trying to go for some kind of super play. Respect. I mean, the game is already lost, unfortunately. Owner can never get into this pit. Showmaker zones him away. Faker's going to die as well. Yeah, game's over. Cool. We'll watch a tiny bit more of this game just to show how they set up. Because, yeah, I mean, 3 kills, 4 kills, and a Nash. They're going to get Drake as well. Cloud's all point. So there's 3 tier 2s up, which is great when you have Nash and they have standing gold of tier 2s. This is great. All you can do is just go 1-3-1 and you'll get these towers no matter what because they'll just get chipped down slowly and slowly. You can also play 1-4 if one of your solo laners doesn't have TP, right? If Lucian didn't have TP, him being on a side lane, maybe not great. He can just group up with his team and then force mid a little bit harder so LeBlanc can hit the tower a bit more. Yeah, similar to this. Like, exactly like this. Showmaker has TP in this case, but this basically what he's doing is he's playing 1-4 by being someone in the middle. What happens is whenever his team's hitting a tower, he'll poke them away. And then they'll just move up. You'll see. Tower is dead. Now they'll move up. Showmaker's behind them. Canyon's pushing mid. Okay. Playing on 2 lanes. Bot inhib's dead. Mid inhib's dead. Faker's trying to push top. Where was their top wave actually when they got Nash? Maybe the reason that they went for just playing on mid and bot was because their top wave was in Africa. When this gets pushed in like this, maybe it was like here when the replay ended, and they just ignored it. Yeah, they just ignored it, I guess, because the wave is so far. I mean, this is a free tower, but they probably just want to force more. I mean, their comp is really simple, right? You just W forwards with the Blanc, press QE, and then Jhin Ws. And if they get hit by Jhin W, they're dead. And if they don't get hit by Jhin W, then you just press Jhin ult. Okay, so what they did was they play on 2 lanes, get mid and bot inhib, and they're going to play on top anyway afterwards. Get that free gold. Yeah, I mean, perfect. Yeah, I mean, great play. I mean, what do you want me to say? I guess the other risk of playing 1-3-1 with like Lucian pushing top, 3-man mid, or LeBlanc bot, or vice versa, is maybe Lucian gets caught. LeBlanc will always be safe. Pog! Let's go, man! But I guess their take on it is just play grouped up. Lee Sin is the one who can be safe on the side lane, and LeBlanc's in the middle. And the same thing applies. Once they push in and LeBlanc does her chunks with Jhin, they want LeBlanc next to Jhin, because that's how the comp works.